All right, folks, welcome to 𝗬𝗏𝗠𝗲𝗏TV. Boy, do I have a big show today. Also, folks, things are really going to heat up. I've been told September, October, November, get ready. Get ready. Things are going to start coming into fruition on these months. Exactly the details, I'm not going to come out and say just yet, but think about just what happened today. John Bolton, the walrus. I think he looks like a walrus. I don't know. He looks like that cartoon walrus. I don't know. Can you pull it up, Alex? That one walrus cartoon. I think it was back in the day. I used to watch cartoons as a kid, obviously, and there was this one walrus cartoon. I forgot his name. Anyway, that's him to me. I'm just saying there's a big resemblance there. That's all I'm saying. Folks, hit the notifications button. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Help me help you. Also, Venmo, �D-Rod1977, �D-Rod1977, baby. Yeah. When the lights go out. I don't understand why some people like comment on my stuff and they're like, I just can't stand the yelling. I watch it, but I don't watch it then. I have to bring a lot of energy into my podcast. Don't watch it. When the lights go out on Amazon. Leave an honest review. That's all I ask for. Also, the Mexican Mix, my mama's book. I read her the reviews, and she forgets about them the next minute. Her dementia is pretty severe. But, I still read her the reviews. So, obviously, this is the last book she'll ever write. And so it's very personal to me, and I appreciate all the reviews on that as well. Folks, get your trim. Get trim, baby. Time to get trim. It's kind of late for the summer body, but, whatever. A recent study found nearly half of patients following popular weight loss trends quit within a year, often used lower than prescribed doses, and ultimately lost less weight than they were led to believe. This is why I use this secret amazing new product, and I'm obsessed with the results. It is designed to naturally support my body's own GLP-1 production and boost levels by over 50%, folks, without drugs, prescriptions, or needles. It promotes safety and feelings of fullness, reduces cravings, reduces my hunger hormones, helps me lose fat instead of muscle, and supports healthy blood sugar levels. We can all do that. We all need that. Summer is here. It's getting late. Better get on it. Summer is here, and it's time to get that beach body ready. Grab yourself a bottle of GLP-1 now to save up to 44%. Only at Trim with Nino, baby. TrimWithNino.com. Plus, you'll also get two free ebooks titled The 3-Week Diet and 53 Fat-Burning Smoothies and Milkshakes. All right, so get on that. I had a good podcast yesterday with Joey Gilbert, the criminal attorney out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Good friend of mine, fellow boxer, fellow fighter. I suggest everyone get over there and watch that. Joey Gilbert, and I got to say, man, he's really making some moves. I think he's going to one day be a governor of Nevada. I think that's what his destiny is. I think he's going to take it from the ring to politics. Me, I don't know. I think I'm just going to stay in the podcasting business. I feel like I get more done here with a microphone. And that's where I'm going to stay in this, but I'll stay in my lane. But it's a great podcast. Myself and fellow fighter Joey Gilbert. So get to his channel and watch that. Also, folks, X is Nino Boxer, PatriotWear.com, being right there. Get yourself some hats and shirts and all that good stuff. Some socks. Yes, we got it. Also, Ringside with Nino, baby. Ringside with Nino. I'm pushing this second Ringside to September 1st. I have travel arrangements next week. I'm going on a pretty big podcast, and so I got to get out to the East Coast. They wanted Sancho. I said, okay. So getting out to the East Coast for a big podcast. But Ringside with Nino will be postponed until September 1st, Monday, 5 p.m. as always. We do it at 5 p.m. So September 1st will be the next Ringside with Nino due to traveling arrangements. Also, folks, Nino'sCorner.tv is fire. The Ghost is up there. I got 3 segments with the Ghost up there right now. I got Dr. Kirk Moore, the doctor that was giving saline instead of the you-know-what right here in my arm. Saved a lot of lives. Dr. Peter McCullough is up there. He'll be up today. Dr. Peter McCullough talking about, the boogeyman. I don't even like to say it on. It's still like that, folks. It really is. I don't even like to set off any alarm bells with AI. Nothing like that. So just know that, it's going up today. We're going to be talking all about how to detox. If you got this, you're going to want to know how to detox, right? Go to Nino'sCorner.tv. It's epic. It's epic. I'm getting my parents on everything he told me to get. Also, SG Anon's up. 𝗂𝗏 is in the Congo right now. So it's hard to get a hold of him, but I'll probably be doing a show with him. He called me last night, and we talked for a while. I kind of know the details of what's going on with the Congo. Pretty crazy stuff. If you all noticed, he's always about 3 to 6 months ahead of the ball before it starts coming out, I don't know, on Trump's Truth Social posts. Tina Peters is out there right now, isn't she? Trump is saying you'll face a harsh punishment if you don't let her go. Tina Peters is going to be the key that unlocks a lot of stuff, folks. Free Tina Peters. She's a patriot. She did what, in my opinion, she did what every brave American would do and exposed a lot of stuff regarding the you-know-what. And I think she's going to be a big, big piece of the puzzle when she gets out. So they're scared to death of Tina Peters. And now, who's been pushing that for the longest time? Juanito. And a lot of other people. But Juanito's the one. I've had Tina Peters on many times. But now, Trump. It's on Trump's radar. So, I would say Nino'sCorner.tv is about 3 to 6 months ahead of the ball. Get ready. September, October, November, baby. Oh, yeah. Joshua Reed and 𝗬𝗂𝗁𝗃𝗁 is going to be the general in the general's tent. It's going to be August 28th. The general in the general tent is 𝗬𝗂𝗁𝗃𝗁𝗃. It's going to be epic. And you might want to turn it down and turn it up. Here we go. Let's start the podcast, folks. Oh, yeah. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, baby. Yeah. Oh, why does he have to do that? It hurts my ears. Oh, fucking tough shit. Because I got to wake up in the morning. I got to get my blood going. And Alex, I don't know if you found that cartoon picture of the walrus, but anytime you find it, go ahead and throw it up here. I just want to, I want people to know, yeah, there he is. Is that not him? Is that not him? Tell me that's not him. I'm telling you, folks, that is John Bolton right there. Oh, what the hell's going on here? I just feel like that's what he looks like to me. I don't know. Anyway, so Trump prepares military strike in Mexico. FBI raids John Bolton's home. Why do I get him confused with Michael Bolton? I don't know. But not only is war being waged on the deep state actors here. There he is. Okay, he's got a set of hair, but he still looks like the walrus. I'm just saying. Oh, boy. Sorry, folks. I just messing around. So not only is war being waged on the deep state actors here in the United States, war is being waged with the cartels in Mexico and the puppet masters of Zelensky. Now, smoke and mirrors, distractions are being used right now. This is a war on information and deception. I've said it over and over again. I do not believe any peace deal will be reached, especially when you know who is pulling the strings of Vladimir Zelensky. Ah! I've always said I expected some kind of false flag to appear, and I think it just happened. Let me ask my audience a question, and go ahead and put it here on the chat. But do you really believe in your heart of hearts that Putin would decide to bomb a U.S. factory after Trump rolled out the red carpet treatment for him and had such a wonderful and successful meeting? Do you really believe he would be like, fuck this, I'm going to go ahead and bomb a United States factory in Ukraine? Really believe that? And then the media runs with it. Oh, Trump is humiliated. He's embarrassed. I don't know. And President Trump has said Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky should consider a land swap. So obviously he's taking the side of Putin. Zelensky hasn't dismissed it out of hand, but said any territorial concessions are against Ukraine's constitution and would require direct talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, something the Russian leader has thus far avoided. Any deal to surrender land grimly defended for years would be a bitter pill to swallow for many Ukrainians. Kiev still controls about a quarter of the Donetsk region, including large cities like 𝗬𝗏𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏. Almost everyone in Ukraine has a friend or relative who has died fighting in this part of the country. So would it be in Putin's best interest to make such a dumb move? Could it be that dumb of a move to bomb a U.S. factory? I don't think so. I think it was you-know-who. The little marionette doll with the strings attached to him. You know what I'm talking about. The guy that wears high heels. And how can Ukraine keep America at war? By something like this, exactly like this. So I think Zelensky and NATO are behind all this. There he is. Look at the little marionette doll right there. So the best way to keep United States in the war is use the media to propel this, to perpetuate this bullshit, and blame it on Russia. That's how you do it. And Trump knows this, folks. Believe me, Trump knows exactly what's going on. But the media will keep pushing this out there, and I got to be very careful on this. But there's also a different war developing right now, folks, and that's on a different front. That's actually causing Americans mass casualties here in America with soft kills. Now, soft kills, if you know what they are, it's deaths by another means of bullets, tanks, bombs, not of that nature. It's more like fentanyl. That's a soft kill. And it's happening every day on American streets, soft kills. And who's pushing that shit through our border? Ding, 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 dong, dong, dong. Yeah, you guessed it. Over 100,000 people die a year from the war on drugs. That's what's happening in our streets right now, in mainly Democratic hellholes like Chicago, Baltimore, San Francisco, Los Angeles, just rampant with death. So now Trump is taking the war to the cartels. In fact, the Trump administration has directed the military to prepare for lethal strikes against cartel targets inside Mexico. Okay, let me say that again. Inside Mexico. Never before has this been done. Never before has this been done. And I'm going to tell you, folks, drones are going to do all the work. So it's been said that Trump is now preparing for lethal strikes against cartel targets inside Mexico. 3 military sources tell us the top secret planning order issued in late spring directs Northern Command, Northcom, to manage the attack plans, which are to be ready by mid-September. Now, I said September, October, November, and December are going to be explosive months. We're going into the next phase of this operation, the very next phase. And as all this is happening outside, right, we got the Ukraine situation, got Mexico, we're dealing with Israel too, believe me when I say that. With all this stuff going on, boom, FBI raids John Bolton's home and classified documents probe. FBI agents raided the home of former National Security Advisor John Bolton early Friday as part of this high-profile national security investigation. A source confirmed to this syndicate that the investigation is focused on the handling of classified documents and national security secrets. The raid began around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at Bolton's residence in Maryland and was ordered by FBI Director Kash Patel. He's really kicking some ass, ain't he? FBI Director 𝗬𝗃 𝗏𝗯, who in a 2023 book he wrote included Bolton in a list of members of the executive branch deep state, posted on X. No one is above the law, 𝗬𝗃 𝗏𝗯 says. FBI agents are on a mission. Attorney General Pam Bondi shared his post, adding, America's safety isn't negotiable. Justice will be pursued always. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino also shared his post, writing on X, public corruption will not be tolerated. The FBI searched the Maryland home and Washington office of Bolton, who served in President Donald Trump's first administration as National Security Advisor, but later became a critical of the president. As part of an investigation into the handling of classified information, a person familiar with the matter said Friday. So obviously a traitor, a big traitor at that. See, the first presidency of Trump, in my mind, was just to smoke out the rats, see who they are, play the game, and smoke everybody out. Now Trump is on offense, and we actually did need the 4 years of Biden to smoke out more people and red pill the yay, those people. They needed to be red pilled. They didn't know what the hell was going on until finally Biden got in and they're like, you know what? This is pretty bad. This sucks. I don't like this guy as president. You know, those people that kind of slowly converted, the moderates and all them converted over back to Trump. After the search of Bolton's home started, he was spotted Friday morning standing in the lobby of the Washington building where he keeps an office and taking two people with FBI visible on their and talking to two people with the FBI visible on their vests. He left a few minutes later and appeared to have gone upstairs in the building. Agents were seen taking bags into the office building through a back entrance. The searches appear to be the most significant public step the Justice Department has taken against a perceived enemy of the president. Get ready for more, folks. Get ready for a lot more. It's just beginning. And this is when they're going to get really, really nervous. The searches of Bolton's home and office come as the Trump administration has taken steps to examine the activities of other critics. They say critics, including by authorizing a grand jury investigation into the origin of the Trump-Russia probe. Now, who's always said this was going to break first? El Juanito on my channel. I think we are the only ones. There's a few other podcasters on Rumble that talked about this, but really, I mean, to be honest, folks, we've been ahead of the ball for at least by 6 months. I mean, honestly. And I've even had the balls to put it out on X and say, how transparent and how real have I been on my podcast? And how over the target have we been? Folks, I put it out there, and I knew a lot of bots and trolls would attack me. And even with that, we still got a strong 68%, something crazy, almost 70% of thumbs up. Like, you've been over the target. That's huge. And I did that. I said, you know what? I'm going to put it out there because I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But I'm not scared, baby. I'll do it. Okay? And I did it. But you all came through. Thank you very much. Pero I like you so much. Thank you. Trump responded by slamming Bolton as a crazy warmonger who would have led the country into World War VI. Oh, shit. We would have just skipped 3, 4, and 5? Damn. Bolton served as U.S. ambassador to the United States under United Nations. Well, there you go. The United Nations under President George W. Bush. Well, there you go. And also held positions in President Ronald Reagan's administration. He had considered running for president in 2012. Thank God he didn't. And 2016. In 2022, an Iranian operative was charged in a plot to kill Bolton in presumed retaliation for a January 2020 U.S. airstrike that killed the country's most powerful general. Bolton had by then left the Trump administration, but tweeted, "Hope this is the first step to regime change in Tehran." So go ahead and put his face up again. I want people to look at this guy. This is part of the deep state, folks. They're very, very corrupt. And this is just one of the bad actors that's getting exposed right now. Now put up the cartoon, Alex. There you go. Yeah. Oh, tell me that's not him. I guess we could put a little hair on his head, but Other than that, that's him. Yeah. All right. Trump says Ukraine has no chance of winning war without striking Russia. President Trump said Thursday that Ukraine would have to continue attacks on Russia to have any hope of winning the war, days after hosting 2 summits designed to end the conflict. It's very hard, if not impossible, to win a war without attacking invaders of the country, he wrote. It's like a great team in sports that has a fantastic defense but is not allowed to play offense. There's no chance of winning. It is like that with Ukraine and Russia. So Trump is, in my mind, kind of playing to the public with this stuff. My mind goes to, what was he really talking to Putin about in the limousine, the beast, the limousine? What was he really discussing? I mean, he rolled out the red carpet for Putin. He did not do that for Zelensky. That tells me a lot. Tells me a lot on whose side he's on and how he's going to have to somehow play this like a magician, because Zelensky and NATO are not going to cooperate with anything. And just like that, the United States factory, the American factory that got bombed in Ukraine, do any of you really believe, and I have to be careful here, that was done by you-know-who? Because I think it was done by the little marionette doll, the one with all the strings attached to him. That's what I think. And they're pushing Trump's hand. And Trump knows. Believe me, deep down, Trump knows. Trump knows exactly what's going on. He knows their plays. It's all deception. But as long as they got the court of public opinion and they got everybody out there going, see, Russia, you roll out the red carpet for him. Now Trump's humiliated. He looks like an idiot. They went ahead and bombed a United States factory. See, Trump's an idiot. That's what they wanted. And that's where we're at right now. So how is Trump gonna handle this, folks? How is Trump going to handle this? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting as this escalates, because it is going to escalate. I'm telling you that right now. And it might escalate to, a nuclear standoff. Remember, in order for us to, from my understanding, for us to change over from SES to NATO, not NATO, to NORAD, Cheyenne Mountain, certain things have to happen. Now, that's what I've been told. And you all know my guests. They've said this out loud on my channel, on ninoscorner.tv. They've said this stuff. So, I don't know. They've been right a lot so far. I kind of believe makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. So, Russian bombs. U.S. factory in one of the war's largest attacks. Kremlin launches more than 600 drones and missiles at targets across Ukraine. Russia struck an American business with cruise missiles overnight in one of the largest aerial attacks of the war so far, Ukraine has said. The Ukrainian Air Force said some 574 drones and 40 missiles were fired overnight, primarily targeting western regions of the country, far from the battlefield front line in the east and south of the country. The strikes killed 1 person and injured 15 more, and struck a major American electronics manufacturer in the city of Murkanaria in Ẓrkhăbădζhia, according to 𝗬𝗏𝗓𝗏, Ukraine's foreign minister. Video footage showed a large fire at the premises of Flex Ltd., a multinational firm that has its headquarters in Texas. There it is right there. Is that the, what is that right there? What are we looking at that right there, Alex? What is that? Oh, that's the bombs going off, right?
Yeah, it was an explosion, I think, captured on a dash cam or something last night.
Damn. Okay, so it was big. It was actually really big. So, you got to think, folks, who's really responsible for this? Who wants to be at war? Who offered a $150 billion deal? Ukraine. Okay, just saying. So, other articles here are saying Russia strikes the U.S. factory shows it has no interest in peace, Ukraine says. So Ukraine's now perpetuating this, and they're saying, see, we told you. Russia really has, they don't really want peace at all. We told you. We were right. Told you. Russian missiles and drones slammed into Ukraine overnight Thursday with targets including a U.S.-owned business that President Vladimir Zelensky said showed how Russia was really not interested in peace. Oh, gee, how convenient. How convenient. Folks, I'm just raising a question here. Really think about this. Do you think Putin would really do something like that? And if he did, don't you think he'd come out and tell President Trump, look, I'm sorry, we fucked up on this one. One of the missiles missed. No, none of that. The only thing that's coming out from this is Zelensky saying, ha ha ha, see the evil globalists. Yeah, I have an idea. Yeah. Bomb a United States factory. Yes. Blame it on Putin. They won't know the difference. And then use the media to perpetuate this lie. And then we will be at war. That's what's going on. Just saying. I'm sure all of you kind of feel it too, kind of know as well. Oh boy. In other news, folks, reality check. Bed Bath & Beyond chairman Marcus Lemonis tells Fox Business the retailer is making a grand return with over 300 new locations across America, but none of them will be in California. That's a good move. That's a really good move. I heard In-N-Out's also moving their operations out of California. Breaking huge Trump victory here. President Trump's $464 million New York civil fraud penalty has been tossed out by an appeals court. He just defeated 𝗬𝗏 James, motherfucker. Also just in, the Texas legislature will now move toward eliminating property taxes. Say what? Eliminating property taxes, according to State Rep Brian Harrison. Get it done and do it in every state. Well, if they get that done, everybody in the country is going to be moving to Texas. And let me tell you, we're not ready for this. So this looks like it's on the radar to get rid of property taxes in Texas. All right, folks, let's do some border news. This should be pretty good. Military preparing attacks on Mexican cartels. The Trump administration has directed the military to prepare for lethal strikes against cartel targets inside Mexico. 3 military sources tell us the top secret planning order issued in late spring directs Northern Command to manage the attack plans, which are to be ready by mid-September. So mid-September, we can expect attacks within Mexico. Though U.S.-Mexico military relations are broad and cooperative, any military action south of the border is considered extremely sensitive for both Washington and the Mexican federal government and is rarely discussed in public. Now, you need to understand, who is 𝗬𝗏? Who placed her in power? See, these are questions you need to know. You need to know the answer to this. Folks, cartels control Mexico. So what Trump is saying is, I'm calling everyone's bluff here. We're doing it. And now they're like, wait, hold on. We weren't expecting this. Time out. Hold on. Wait. What do you mean you're going to come and start bombing Mexico? Yeah. And if that's not enough, we have battleships outside of Venezuela right now with Maduro activating a 4.5 million man militia. He's trying to, at least. Says that's what he's got. I seriously doubt it. But not only is Donald Trump uniquely focused on TCOs, international criminal organizations, the official name for the cartels, having designated them terrorists in one of his first executive orders, but he has shown himself to be willing to take unilateral action despite potentially negative political ramifications. Folks, he's got 3 years to get this done, right? I mean, unless some certain things come out into the open, he's got 3 years to get this done. 3 years, right? Put an end to this. Who's going to be his successor? That's another whole thing right there. I have my ideas. But this all needs to be handled within 3 years. Things are going to escalate. You need to have arrests. and you need to take out the cartels. The Ukraine war's got to be stopped. There's a lot of things that are now going to be off the back burner that are going to come into our purview. And I'm telling you now, folks, the cartel wars is going to get real. Now, I've always talked about the cartel wars. I've always said I expect blood on the street. To me, it makes zero sense if there's not any blood on the streets from these cartels. Now, I'm not pushing that. I just understand how they work, how they operate. I've lived through the border wars here in Ciudad Juarez. I know how bad this gets. And I would imagine it's going to get that bad in some parts of American streets. I would just imagine that. Now, I don't know for sure. But I've had J.J. Carroll on. I just had Mike Fury on, Big Foreman Mike, on my last podcast. Folks, this is going to get real. It's going to get to the point where I believe we could see some casualties here in America. I just don't see how they're not. I do believe cells will be activated in America. And I do know that there's things that are happening behind the scenes here in America that, yes, a lot of the organizers and the big heads of these operations have been taken down. I know this. I understand this. I've seen tunnels that have been confiscated by the government from Mexico leading into America. There's a lot of tunnels that come through there in El Paso. And I'm telling you, folks, I've seen them with yellow tape around them, the feds all around it. It's been crazy here on the border, crazy. And I know for a fact, I went down to the border and the military is everywhere. I got to one spot. That I know to go to. And within 3 minutes, the military pulled me over. And asked me what I was doing there. And honestly, I was like, wow, I actually cannot believe this is happening right now. I feel safe. For the first time in my life, I was like complimenting the military and saying, you know what? You guys are awesome. I feel safe. I feel safe on the border. I cannot believe how fast you guys showed up. It was pretty amazing to me. But Congress wants to stop Trump from starting a war in Mexico. So more than 30 human rights groups urge congressional leaders to block Trump's attempt to target Mexican cartels. Really? So more than 30 humanitarian, public interest, immigrant rights, faith-based veterans, advocacy, and drug policy reform groups are calling on Congress to oppose the use of military force against drug cartels in Latin America by the Trump administration. Melding two failed American wars, the war on drugs and the war on terror, and would put people at risk of violence and destabilize hemispheric relations while not helping efforts to protect communities from drug trafficking and other crime. Folks, there is no other way to defeat the cartels. There's no other way. You have to take the fight to them. There's no other way, or we're going to be dealing with this the rest of our lives, our children's lives, our grandchildren's lives, our great-grandchildren's lives, our great-great-grandchildren. It's going to keep going on forever. Trump is trying to put the nail in the coffin right now. And let me tell you, it's a huge task. It's a really huge task. Because these guys you don't fuck around with the cartels. I'm saying it right now. These people mean business. And what I'm worried about in this whole thing, folks, is if I was the cartels, I would make this operation as messy as possible to put mud all over Trump's face, meaning civilian casualties. And believe me, they don't give a shit. Civilian American casualties to make Trump look bad. That's what I believe they're going to do. I don't know if I make sense here. Let me know in the comments if you understand what I'm saying, if that makes sense to you, because that's what I think they will do. But with that being said, so now you got these humanitarian groups trying to appease to Congress, plead to Congress that they don't want a war in Mexico. It's not going to be a war like that. It'll be drone strikes on certain factories, laboratories, probably cartel homes, is what I'm imagining, due to top-level intel. So that's what I think. It's not going to be a war on the streets. It's going to be drone strikes on precision drone strikes. That's what I see coming. Also, border report, folks. Mexican border states are too dangerous to visit right now. El Paso, Texas, the U.S. State Department is calling on Americans to stay away from the Mexican border state of Tamaulipas. All right, I fucked that up to all my fellow Mexican Americans out there, my Chicano friends. I fucked that up.
Tamaulipas, I think.
Say it again.
Tamaulipas.
Tamaulipas. Look, you said it better than me. Holy shit. Take my Mexican card away from me, and to reconsider travel to Baja California, Sonora, and Chihuahua. So don't go. I even say, I don't know, can you trust even going to a resort right now in Mexico? I don't know. I would say, why not sit this one out? It's heating up big time in Mexico. The latest travel advisory posted on August 12th cites violent crime in those states, including homicide, kidnapping, carjacking, and robbery. It also alludes to a risk of terroristic violence in some areas. Nuevo Laredo, Reynosa, and Matamoros border the southern Texas communities in Laredo, Hidalgo County, and Brownsville is designated at a level 4 risk, do not travel. Criminal groups target public. See, there you go. Criminal groups target public and private buses as well as cars traveling through the area. Criminals often kidnap passengers for ransom. The advisory states heavily armed members of criminal groups often patrol the state, especially along the border region of Reynosa and Nuevo Laredo. Nuevo Laredo is a real deal, man. That place is legit. Like that's, folks, if you're thinking about going to Mexico, I don't know. I'm just saying, why not sit this one out? I'm just saying. If you have kids going to Mexico, I can't tell you, is it really worth the risk? Because if something happens down there, folks, you have no rights. They're not going to help you down there. Just saying. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that. My coffee is nice and still it's pretty nice and warm. Trump administration is viewing all 55 million foreigners with U.S. visas for any violations. Say what? Are you serious right now? Holy shit. The Trump administration said Thursday it is reviewing more than 55 million people who have valid U.S. visas for any violations that could lead to deportation. Holy shit, he's getting everybody out of the 55 million visas. Folks, I know I'm not imagining things when I'm going to the airport. There's less people. There's less people in the malls. There's less people at the line in Walgreens. I don't know. Is it me or are you guys noticing this as well? I feel like all the illegal immigrants that are here are kind of like in a frozen state. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to move. I don't know. Tell me if you're not noticing this. Put it in the comments because I would like to know. In a written answer to a question from the Associated Press, the State Department said all U.S. visa holders, which can include tourists from many countries, are subject to continuous vetting with an eye toward any indication that could be ineligible for permission to enter or stay in the United States. How the hell are you going to get? I did not know there was 55. So if you think about it, how many illegal immigrants are here? Probably over 30 million, I would have to say. Now 55 million visa holders. Holy shit, that's almost half the United States population. That's insane. Wow, that's going to free up a lot of traffic on the interstate. That's what I'm saying. I'm all for it. Fuck it. Let's go. All right, ICE is joining D.C. police patrols. Moped drivers are getting detained. You drive a moped, what's wrong with you? All right, I'll say it. They're fun. Like I said, they're fun until your friends see you on them. And then they're not fun no more. A growing number of delivery drivers, most of them from Central or South America, are being detained by federal agents on D.C. streets and put into immigration detention in one of the most visible and high-profile effects of President Donald Trump's federalizing the D.C. police force. Many of these cases are the result of a new practice. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents are accompanying D.C. police officers on moped traffic stops to determine the immigration status of those delivery drivers. So they're pulling over people in mopeds. Oh, boy. This is good. I can't believe I'm reading the news. Like, when I read the news, never would I have thought in a million years I would go from heavyweight champion boxer contender to reading the news on YouTube. What the fuck has happened to my life? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I do thank everybody here that joins me, and you like a little bit of comic relief. I know I'm not the funniest guy, but I just kind of say it the way it is. I'm not trying to be funny. I never tried to be a comedian or anything like that. I just kind of read the news sarcastically. And I'll say this, all of you that get up and watch my show with me and interact with me on the comments, thank you so much. You guys keep me going. You guys keep me from drinking. Because honestly, I fight the urge every day. It's like a rash that I have to scratch. Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard axes nearly half of the spy agency staff in earthquake deep state shakeup. America's top spy agency announced it will right-size its overall footprint by cutting almost half of all its employees after President Donald Trump directed that members, the deep state, be rooted out. Director of Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard sent out an email to Office of the Director of National Intelligence employees on Wednesday announcing the launch of ODNI 2.0, the culmination of a month-long effort to reduce redundancies and cut costs, including employees. Cutting off the fat, folks. This will reduce ODNI by over 40% by the end of the fiscal year 2025 and save taxpayers over $700 million per year. An ODNI press release announced, the shift says. Wow. Man, big changes coming, folks. And you know what's funny? You know what I find to be so funny is, what do the Democrats even have right now? Who do they have? Gavin Newsom? You see this pathetic soul out there acting like he's tough. We're going to punch him in the mouth. Dude, stop. Just stop. No one believes you're tough. Okay? No one is buying it. Maybe some liberals here and there, but look at this guy. Looks like he's taking it in the ass. Maybe he is. I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh, boy. Alex Jones warns Trump's cankles collapse is imminent. So Alex Jones is coming out saying, hey, and I agree with Alex. I'm going to be honest. I agree with Alex Jones. Conspiracy theorist. This is how they label Alex. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is sounding the alarm about what he dubbed Donald Trump's health crisis and the consequences of the 79-year-old president faces if he doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal. Now, this is a wild card I talked about on the Joey Gilbert show yesterday. I agree. Trump is 79, not 39. And he's got more energy than me. Honestly, he has more energy than me. I can't believe what this guy does every day. But I hope that doctors are seeing him. He's getting a physical maybe every week, being looked at every week. His ankles are swelling in his shoes. Folks, my dad is suffering from that right now, but my dad's 90. I don't know. I worry about his health, and I hope he's taking care of himself. He needs to. I know he's going 100 miles an hour, and he has to because he only has 3 years to do this. He should be enjoying the golden years of his life. He's going into his 80s, and the guy is literally not only saving America, but saving humanity. I mean, he's saving humanity. I don't know. I do believe that what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania was the God tilt. He was kept around for this reason. I've never seen anybody like this in my life. Folks, you know me. I say it all the time. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I didn't vote. I didn't care until this guy came because I knew the globalist agenda and I knew both parties were compromised. But when this guy came, my radar went up. And I just hope he takes care of himself because, he's going 100 miles an hour, and I would hate to lose him to something. It's always something that comes under the radar, folks. So that's just what I say. Trump to patrol D.C. streets with police and military. Man, this guy doesn't stop. President Trump said he plans to go out on patrol with the Metropolitan Police Department and National Guard troops around Washington, D.C. on Thursday night amid a federal crackdown on crime. I'm going to be going out tonight, I think, with the police and with the military, of course. So we're going to do a job, Trump told conservative radio host Todd Starnes on his show. The National Guard is great. They've done a fantastic job. A White House official told The Hill that details of what Trump would be doing were forthcoming. So now he's going out on ride-alongs, I guess. Can you imagine Trump in a ride-along? Can you imagine him on an episode of Cops? Now that shit would be funny. Bad boys, bad boys. Can you imagine you're getting fucking pulled over and a camera crew comes out and Trump's right next to him? How fucking embarrassing that would be. You're getting arrested and Trump's standing right there. You're like, well, I voted for you. Oh, God, that'd be embarrassing. A foreign investor has quietly spent $65 million for Malibu real estate charred by January's wildfires. In the charred aftermath of Malibu's January wildfires, one buyer has been moving in silence. While such of La Costa Beach remains a barren stretch of sand, a foreign investor has quietly acquired 9 oceanfront lots, spending more than $65 million to secure some of the most coveted parcels along the Pacific Coast Highway, according to Realtor.com. So you got to think, was maybe this guy in on it? Whoever this entity is or whoever this person is? Oh, man, I don't know, folks. I mean, we all know something nefarious happened there. We all know what happened. Let's see what happens from here. Is it going to be a smart city? I don't know. Let's get to, all right, folks. Let's get to some what the fuck news. What do you say? Do we have any super chats, Alex? Thanks for all you do, Nino. Thank you so much. Leah Richardson. Kelly Panetsky, super sticker. Thank you so much. Mary Eyes of an Angel. Battlefield, Wicked Underground, Prince of Darkness. Prayer is the answer. Thank you. I got to tell you, folks, my faith has been really tested lately, man. I'm watching my parents decline, and I'm just sitting there going, like, what is this all about? Look how fast life has gone up to this point. I mean, I'm coming up to my halfway mark, and it's like, if I live to 100, which all the shit that I've done to my body, I don't know. So it's just crazy to like be in this situation and like watch my parents fade, and it's just life has gone by so fast. I've had like 2 different lives, one being a pro athlete, and now I'm doing the podcasting thing. I can't figure this out. It's just crazy for me. So crazy for me. Beverly Adams, 1300. Thank you so much. Mary Eyes of an Angel. Muslim Brotherhood, even more a threat than Mexico's cartels. Trump will destroy both. I agree. Next one. Ladybug Colleen Nino. Did the patients of the doctor that gave? Oh yeah. No, they were getting the. You know what? I don't know. Oh wait, he said it on there. He said it on Nino'sCorner.tv. I think they did. I asked him that. Let's see the next one. Is there another one, Alex, or is that it?
That's it for today.
Pretty good show today, right? So far.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the what the fuck news. All right, folks. Mutant deer spotted with gruesome pus-filled sores. Oh, hold on. I got to do it the right way. In what the fuck news, mutant deer spotted with gruesome pus-filled sores after plague of zombie squirrels overruns gardens. Yeah, you heard it right. Look at that thing. Ugh. Mutant deer are the latest animals to be spotted roaming around with gross pus-filled boils. They join a plague of zombie squirrels. By the way, I almost ran over a squirrel yesterday, and I barely missed it. It darted out right in front of my front tires on my truck. I hit the brakes, like, bam, fast. It was in a neighborhood. Nobody was behind me. I checked the rear view. And the squirrel barely made it, and it's almost like he made it to the other side of the sidewalk and, like, looked at me and was like, nodded his head like, yeah, fucking thank you. And I was like, ooh, almost got you, little buddy. Pictures of the deer with strange clusters and blisters on their flesh have been uploaded to social media from across the U.S. The bubbles have been sprouting all over the animals' bodies, pulling them out of shape from their legs to their faces. In the past 2 months, wildlife watchers have documented unsettling cases in New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Officials were quick to identify the condition as 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃. I don't know. How do you say that word, Alex? 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, better known as deer warts. They're deer warts. All right, let's just call it that. Deer warts. Cantankerous. That's a word. I think I said it right. Did I say it right? No, wait.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was it.
It is
Yeah.
cantankerous, right? Is that the right word?
Yeah,
I
cantankerous.
think so. The condition is caused by a virus that spreads between the deer, and experts have warned of an outbreak this summer. It is often spread by disease-carrying insects like mosquitoes and ticks. Dude, this makes you think, like, what about human beings? I mean, if this is spread by mosquitoes and ticks, they pass on the virus by transferring the blood of infected animals into healthy ones. The disease-carrying insects breed in warm weather, which is why there are more wart-ridden deer in summer. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife said they are more frequently seen during the late summer and into the fall, probably due to increased biting insect activity during this time of year. Deer are not the only mutated animals that have been startling Americans. A terrifying plague of zombie squirrels has also gripped backyards across the country. Squirrels have been spotted sporting the same grim warts as the deer by people across the states. Pictures show individuals completely coated in unsightly growths around their heads and limbs. This is disgusting. One Reddit user posted, "At first I thought it was eating something from my front beds, but then I realized it was on its face." It's disgusting. Scientists say furry creatures are suffering from squirrel fibromatosis, a skin condition that caused by 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 virus. 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 virus. Hey, yo. All right. Reading with Nino. Yo. All right. It can spread through direct contact between healthy squirrels and the lesions or saliva of those that are infected. I don't know, folks. If you see any of this stuff, be careful. I don't know if this can be transmitted to humans or not. It says it can't, but I'd still stay the fuck away from these things. That's all I'm saying. I'm not getting near any of this shit. Ugh. You know what? In El Paso, we used to call my friends, and this is really bad. I'm going to admit, I'm going to have a confession right now. This is really bad. I feel really bad I should do this, but you'll be happy that I didn't do it. I didn't ever, we used to go, it was called bunny blasting. And we'd go out in the desert and just shoot rabbits, right? Because they're everywhere. They're like rodents. They're just like rats. They're everywhere. Except I never did. I was the one that always like pretended, oh, I missed. They always just say, oh, man, Rodriguez is a bad shot. But I would purposely miss. Because I don't know. I didn't like killing innocent animals. I felt terrible about it. But I would see rabbits with shit on their fur, and they were really dirty, man. They had a lot of diseases out here. It was pretty nasty. So I don't know. Were my friends actually doing a good thing? I don't know. I don't think people do that anymore, though. Back in the day, back in the 90s, man, we did all kinds of shit, man. We used to have bonfires and go shooting and drink beer in the desert. I don't see people doing that anymore at all. I've heard kids don't even go to Juarez to party anymore. Back in my day, man, we used to go to Juarez, get in fights, get drunk, get thrown out of bars, go to the Mexican jail, be out the next day. It was a crazy time to be alive, but I've heard that it's not even like that anymore. It's all completely changed. That's what makes me feel really, really old. I feel really, really old. Man, what a strange time to be alive, man. I really do feel like we've entered another paradigm, don't you, Alex? Like, don't you feel like we've kind of entered this, like we've left the old world? I think there's something to the Mayan calendar, man. I really do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%.
Doesn't it seem like, you know, not the end of humanity, but it was like a new beginning? Like, of you. Remember I told you I hiked the Mayan pyramid and I sat with that elk. Like that dude was just on top. I didn't see him until I got to the top of the pyramid, and I smoked a bowl with him, and I don't know what else was in it, but he was talking about universal consciousness speeding up 20 times faster than ever before after 2020 due to our position in the galaxy, due to the sun, all this stuff.
Right.
And it does seem that way, because if you think about it, what happened after 2012? Everything went online, and it is kind of like universal consciousness. So like Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff went from going viral with 1 million views to hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah.
Everything just like cascaded into this rapid effect of like, I do believe that's what happened. Universal consciousness. And I think that's what happened after 2012, man.
Yeah. No, honestly, it tracks with it. And yeah, it's like that. Things have just been speeding up, picking up at like an exponential pace of just like you said, cascading kind of.
Dude, doesn't it seem like even if aliens were even to land on the White House lawn, I think people are so numb to shit now that they just pick whatever. I don't even think it'd have the effect that people think they would. I really don't. I look on Instagram, and I don't know if I sent this to you, but I think I did. But no, I didn't send it to you. But there was like an alien on a Ring doorbell, and I don't think it was AI because people were talking about it in El Paso. Some lady caught an alien peering into her doorbell. Did I send that to you?
I don't think so.
Do you want to? I thought I did.
I didn't see that one. Unless I definitely want to look at it.
Yeah, it's on Instagram. But I mean, dude, it's just like so much stuff is happening now that I can't even keep track of it. None of us can. It's happening so fast. And now with AI, how do we know what's real, what's not? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy times to be alive, man. I don't know. It's just nuts. All right, folks. Alex, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Nino.
What is it? Today's Friday?
Friday. So we're back in business Monday.
Back in business Monday. Bo Pony will be on the show Monday, folks.
That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, Bo Pony will be on. There's a lot to talk about on Monday. Bo Pony will be joining us. And then I hope I can make Wednesday, but I don't know if I'm going to because I'll be traveling. But we'll figure it out, Alex.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, folks. That's it. I'm out of here. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, folks. I'm out of here. God bless.